Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wordy Tales. We live in a world that never sleeps. We are told to hustle, to grind, to work harder and harder. But remember, have you ever stopped to ask yourself, if I'm working so hard, why am I not getting ahead? Today, we have a very special story for you. It's a story about a young man named Leo who was trapped in the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. He thought the answer was more work, but he was about to learn that the answer was actually more wisdom. This story is titled The Garden of Wealth. It's a longer story today because the lessons inside are life-changing. We invite you to find a quiet spot, put on your headphones, and let this story sink in. As always, we will pause along the way to explore important English vocabulary that you can use in business and daily life. Are you ready to plant your seeds? Let's begin. Leo was 25 years old, and he was tired. He lived in a cramped studio apartment in the heart of Chicago. The rent was high, the walls were thin, and the noise of the city never stopped. Leo worked as a senior delivery driver for a logistics company. On paper, Leo was doing everything right. He showed up early, he left late. He never complained. He was the definition of a hard worker. But Leo had a secret struggle. Every Friday, when his paycheck hit his bank account, it seemed to vanish instantly. Rent, utilities, student loans, groceries, gas. By Sunday night, his account balance was hovering near zero. On rainy Tuesday evening, Leo sat at his small kitchen table, staring at a spreadsheet on his laptop. He rubbed his temples and whispered to himself, "I don't understand. I got a raise last year. I'm making more money than ever. Why do I feel poorer?" He looked out the window at the endless stream of cars below. He felt like he was running on a treadmill, sweating, exhausting himself, but going absolutely nowhere. He was trapped in what we call the rat race. Leo needed a change. He just didn't know where to find it. The following weekend, Leo had a special delivery to make. The address was in Lake Forest, a wealthy suburb, far away from the noise of the city. He drove his delivery van through the iron gates of a massive estate. The driveway was lined with old oak trees. The air here smelled different. It smelled like pine, earth, and silence. The owner of the estate was Mr. Silas. Mr. Silas was a legend in the business world, but he had retired years ago. Leo expected to find him in a suit, sitting in a fancy office. Instead, when Leo pulled up, he saw an elderly man wearing dirty denim overalls and a straw hat. He was on his knees in the garden, carefully digging into the soil. Leo hopped out of the truck with the package. "Delivery for Mr. Silas," Leo announced, trying to be professional. The old man looked up and smiled. His eyes were kind, surrounded by wrinkles of laughter. "That's me," Mr. Silas said, standing up and dusting off his hands. "Thank you, son. You made good time." Leo handed over the package. He hesitated. He knew he should leave, but something about the peace of this place made him want to stay. "Sir," Leo said, his voice slightly nervous, "can I ask you a question? I know this is unprofessional, but—" Mr. Silas chuckled softly. "Go ahead, I have nowhere to be." "I work 60 hours a week," Leo blurted out. "I do everything right, but I'm drowning. I look at this house, this garden, this freedom. How did you do it? Did you win the lottery? Did you inherit it?" Mr. Silas looked at Leo for a long moment. He saw the desperation in the young man's eyes. "No lottery, no inheritance," Silas said softly. "I just learned the difference between being a hunter and being a gardener." "A gardener?" Leo asked, confused. "Come." Mr. Silas gestured to a wooden bench under a willow tree. "Sit down. Let me get you some lemonade. It's a long story, but it might save you 10 years of struggle." Leo sat on the bench, drinking the cold lemonade. Mr. Silas sat beside him, looking out over his vast garden of roses, vegetables, and fruit trees. "Leo," Mr. Silas began, "most people treat money like a hunter treats a deer. They go out, they kill it, and then they eat it. Then they are hungry again, so they have to hunt again. If they get sick or injured and can't hunt, they starve. That is active income. Leo nodded slowly. That sounds exactly like my life. I decided to be a gardener, Silas continued. I plant seeds. I water them. Eventually, the trees grow and give me fruit. I don't have to kill the tree to eat. I just harvest the fruit. The tree keeps producing, even while I sleep. That is passive income. But I don't have enough money to plant a forest, Leo argued. You don't need a forest, Silas corrected him gently. You just need 7 seeds. Let me teach you the 7 rules of the garden. Rule number 1, the seed capital. Leo, tell me, do you buy coffee every morning? Yes, Leo replied. It keeps me awake. That is your seed, Silas said sternly. You are eating your seeds. To start a garden, you must save a portion of your income. It doesn't matter how small. 10% of your paycheck. If you earn $100, keep 10. That $10 is not for spending. It is an employee waiting to work for you. Never despise our small beginnings. Rule number 2, avoid the weeds. In finance, weeds are liabilities. These are things that look pretty, but suck the nutrients out of your soil. When young men get a bonus, they buy a new car. They buy a Rolex. They impress their friends. But a car loses value the moment you drive it off the lot. That is a weed. Don't plant weeds, Leo. Plant assets. Rule number 3, find fertile ground. You need to look for opportunities. In the modern world, the soil is everywhere. Can you start a vending machine business? Can you write an ebook and sell it online? Can you buy a stock that pays you dividends every quarter? Can you rent out a spare room in your apartment? You must train your eyes to see opportunities, not just obstacles. But Mr. Silas, Leo interrupted, what if I fail? What if the plant dies? That brings us to rule number 4, start small, but start now. Fear is the drought that kills the garden before it starts. Don't bet your life savings on day 1. Start with a small investment. If you lose $100, you learn a lesson. If you wait until you are 50 to start, you have lost the most valuable asset of all, time. Rule number 5, the miracle of reinvesting. This is the secret sauce, Leo. It's called compound interest. When your apple tree gives you an apple, do not eat it. Take the seeds from that apple and plant more trees. If you earn $50 from your first investment, don't buy a nice dinner. Use that $50 to buy more stock. Eventually, your money makes money, and your money's money makes more money. It's an exponential explosion. Rule number 6, diversify. Look at my garden. I have roses. I have corn. I have apple trees. If a bug comes and eats the corn, I still have apples. Never put all your eggs in one basket. Have a side hustle. Have stocks. Have real estate. If one stream dries up, the river still flows. Rule number 7, patience. You cannot force a tree to grow by pulling on it. Building wealth is boring. It takes time. You will water the soil for months and see nothing. But underground, the roots are spreading. Most people quit just before the sprout breaks through the soil. Don't be most people. Leo drove home that evening in silence. He didn't turn on the radio. His mind was racing. He realized he wasn't poor because he didn't earn enough. He was poor because he was a hunter, eating everything he caught. That night, Leo canceled his expensive cable subscription. He started making coffee at home. He took that extra money and opened a brokerage account. He bought his first dividend stock. It was small, just $50. But it was a seed. 5 years passed. Leo didn't become a billionaire overnight, but his life changed. He used his savings to buy a used camera and rented it out to photographers on weekends. That was his first passive income stream. He reinvested the profits into a small vending machine route. Then he bought shares in solid companies. One day, Leo sat down at his kitchen table again. He looked at his spreadsheet. For the first time in his life, his passive income, the money coming in from his garden, was enough to pay his rent. He wasn't free yet, but he could breathe. He was no longer just a delivery driver. He was a gardener. What an incredible journey. Leo's story teaches us that financial freedom starts in the mind. Now, to help you better understand and discuss these topics in English, let's review the key vocabulary from the story. I will give you the word the definition, and a sentence. Number 1, living paycheck to paycheck. Definition, a lifestyle where a person spends all of their income each month and has no savings left over. Example, despite his high salary, John is living paycheck to paycheck because of his expensive lifestyle. Number 2, the rat race. Definition, an idiom describing a frustrating, hard-to-break lifestyle of endless work just to pay bills, with little reward. Example, she quit her corporate job to escape the rat race and start her own bakery. Number 3, liability. Definition, something that takes money out of your pocket, like debts, loans, or items that lose value. Example, a luxury car is often a liability, not an asset. Number 4, asset. Definition, something that puts money into your pocket, like stocks, rental property, or a business. Example, real estate is a powerful asset that can generate rental income. Number 5, compound interest. Definition, it is interest on interest. It helps your money grow faster over time. Example, the earlier you start saving, the more you benefit from compound interest. Number 6, diversify. Definition, to spread your investments around to reduce risk. Example, it is smart to diversify your portfolio so you don't lose everything at once. Thank you so much for listening to today's extended episode of Wordy Tales. We hope Mr. Silas's garden inspired you to plant your own seeds today. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe. Tell us in the comments what is the first seed you are going to plant. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.